This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, guys, I'm so excited about this week's podcast. I really love this game, Mario Paint. I'm so excited we're covering it.
Yeah, me too.
It's been super fun. You guys enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm having
for sure.
I love it. I love the original. I've still got the mouse pad. I've still got the mouse. I've still got the box. I dug that out. It's super fun. And also, I've been eating the tie-in food. That is great. Like It's been awesome. I'm fully immersed in Mario Paint.
Tie-in food?
Tie-in food.
Yeah, paint
You've been eating paint?
from the game.
Okay.
You won't believe this because I thought the game's sold. They're not going to have the tie-in food in stock anymore. But you can go to Home Depot and there's a whole aisle of tie-in paint.
Well, there's two. I
where
don't
to
know.
begin?
You can go there.
You think they stopped making paint?
Because the game is sold. It's like I can't get Demolition Man t-shirts anymore because that's so old. But imagine if you went to Home Depot and there's a whole aisle of Demolition Man cereal in the same way. I couldn't believe it. I got all the different flavors: white, brown, green, blue. I got all the different.
I can't imagine that they taste different.
Yeah, I would imagine the flavor profile is pretty similar. Are you okay?
About what?
Like you got paint from Home Depot and you've just been drinking it?
Yeah.
No, eating it. And yes, I'm fine. I've been playing Mario Paint. I got paint open next to me. It's like I'm living in 1992 all over again.
Don't put that paint away. I don't want you to have this paint in the studio.
No.
No. Heather, no.
Heather, no.
Spit it out.
No,
Spit it out.
Heather.
Heather, spit it out. Spit it out. No.
Spit it out, Heather.
No. No.
It's hard to swallow. My body doesn't want to swallow.
Why did you do
Why
this?
do you keep eating it?
Why?
It's the 90s.
Matt, take it from her.
It's not the 90s.
Grab the paint. Grab the
Give
fucking
it
paint.
away.
Get away from her.
Oh, fuck it.
Matt, no, what are you doing? Give me that. I can't trust either of you with this shit. Oh, it's so good.
He likes it. It's good. It's really good. I love green. Green is so good.
Green is so good.
It's so tasty.
I gotta piss. Oh, it's so thick.
I believe you just pissed in front of us.
I couldn't
That's
hold
the
it.
weirdest choice of this entire intro.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
I'm sorry.
You just pissed in front of us.
I'm sorry.
You just said I gotta piss.
I don't know why
And
that was so inappropriate.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
fucking
No, I just
God.
realized how invasive that was. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's the 90s.
We swat bugs and place barn animals on musical staffs as we dig in on Mario Paint this week on Get Played.
Welcome to Get Played, your one-stop show for good games, bad games, and every game in between. It's time to get played. I'm your host, Heather Anne Campbell, along with my fellow host, Tiger Wiger.
That's me, Tiger Wiger, here with our third host, Matt Apodaca.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the premier video game podcast, where this week we are talking about one of my favorite pieces of Super Nintendo software.
Wow.
It's fucking Mario Paint.
I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on Mario Paint because I played Mario Paint. I'll save it, but I played Mario Paint back in the day, but I do not have the same nostalgia for it that a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my first dalliance with Mario Paint.
All
I had
right.
never played it before.
All right.
But before we get there, Heather, you went to the UK and saw Oasis.
I did. I missed last week's episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I went to London to see my boys.
Across the pond.
I went across the pond to see my boys.
You left your boys to see your boys.
I left.
And we're kind of like
I left my boys.
We're kind of like
to see my boys.
Yeah. We're kind of like Liam and Noel.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
But
Fuck you, bro, isn't it?
I like it. That makes me happy.
You decide which one that was an impression of.
Both of them. I'm up for it. So I went to Oasis in the UK. I saw them at Wembley, and it was, look, I went into it thinking this is probably going to be a little cringe. It's going to be these guys who are past their prime. They haven't performed with each other for a long time. I went in expecting to be like, yeah, it was great. That was not what happened. This concert was the best concert of my life.
Wow.
They were so fucking on point. Liam has been, the lead singer of Oasis, has been diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. Mm-hmm. And so he has been, according to like the tabloids.
Yeah, which is it's like a disease that like impacts your thyroid.
Yeah. According to the tabloids, which would leap on any opportunity to drag the guy, have been like, Liam hasn't been drinking. He has been doing gargling with like apple cider vinegar and honey and turmeric. He is going straight home after each show. He is doing vocal training. And my God, did it show in that concert.
Ooh, wow.
It was as if you got to see a version of the band where the years 2000 to 2009 never happened. Mm-hmm. And they went on a totally different trajectory of like increasing strength. And it was celebratory. It was positive after the show. Like all of the people from the whole fucking 90,000 person stadium were all singing the songs a cappella as they walked back to the train, all in tandem. And you walked through this sort of like valley, this concrete valley, which was sort of like a channel that would get you back to the train. Mm-hmm. And up on top of this valley are the police. And the police were also singing along. It was, I can imagine that like, you know, a Taylor Swift concert has the same sort of like, what are you smiling about?
Nothing. I'm enjoying the story.
Fuck you. What are you smiling about?
I'm not doing nothing. I'm just enjoying the story.
Nick's probably trying to picture himself enjoying anything. I can't believe it. What could that be like?
He's fucking sneaking a snack over there. I don't know what he's doing. I do not trust it. Like looking over and seeing Nick smiling is unsettling.
What's going on, I'm sure, is that he's receiving your unbridled joy of the experience that you had, and he's internalizing it and putting it back out.
I hope that's what's happening. I'm not sure that is.
It is.
So anyway, you like it was. Like a Taylor Swift concert is probably a very positive experience. Yeah. I haven't been to one, but I know that the people who are there are so happy to be there. Mm-hmm. But Taylor Swift isn't, I think, also tied to sort of a national pride.
Sure.
And Oasis was sort of the forefront of Britpop's, like, you know, like Cool Britannia in the 90s mm-hmm. happens in large part because of Oasis, which was like, oh, it's cool to be British again. And so, like, walking through London, there's storefronts with, you know, references to the boys, or like there's a huge Adidas collab where all the Adidas storefronts have got like huge pictures of the boys. Like in the main square of London, their Times Square, all of the big electric signs are the boys. And then also there are other advertisements from other companies that are references to either the reunion or one of my favorites. There was a glasses company. And the glasses company had the slogan, the original, what was it? It was the original antagonists of Blur or something like that.
Awesome.
That's
which
fun. Nice
reference to the Oasis Blur battle in the 90s. But it was a great fucking show. And I can't believe I get to see them again here in September.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's going to be the same sort of religious experience that it was there because, you know, they didn't really hit the saturation point here that they did everywhere else on planet Earth. Mm-hmm.
They were still big, but like not like that. Yeah, not like that.
So yeah, it was fantastic. Also, visually a very cool show.
Cool.
Like graphically on the giant jumbotrons, really cool. ended with a huge amount of fireworks. I mean, like, what do you want?
Did you see the movie Better Man about Robbie Williams?
I didn't, but I know that Oasis hate that guy.
Yeah, they kind of have if you haven't seen it,
I haven't. This is the Robbie Williams monkey movie that everyone tells me to see.
Yeah.
And I hear the same thing from everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Robbie Williams was. I thought it looked stupid, but someone told me to watch it, and I watched it, and it's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
They had me crying for this complete stranger by the end of this movie to me. And I was like, this movie's fucking unbelievable. It's so great. But the guys that play Oasis, there's a scene where they're
bullying him.
They're basically bullying him. They're such fucking assholes in the movie. And it's so but it's like, they're sort of mean in a way that I like, because they're so funny.
They are
sort of like,
so funny at bullying.
They're so funny that you're sort of like, I think they're right. Like, if you got roasted by them, you're like, yeah, I fucking guess. You got me.
I got an oatmeal face. Yeah. You're fucking right.
Did they mention ever that they were, during the show, that they stopped down and be like, we used to be mean to this fucking monkey?
They didn't, but they did take a shot at London's soccer team. On stage, so like in the middle of all of this, like just jubilee.
Yeah.
At some point, Liam was like, "Hey, your fucking soccer team sucks," and the whole like 90,000 people, boom!
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, fuck you!" And I had to go right into the next song, and it was great.
I saw a concert at SoFi, and that's where the Chargers play here in Los Angeles,
and the Rams.
Yeah. The band Rancid was performing. They opened for Smashing Pumpkins and then Green Day. And the lead singer of Rancid goes, "Go Raiders." And the whole crowd got so fucking mad. They were so mad. And then they played like their biggest hit, and it was just so funny. Because then
really
they acted back on board.
So good.
It was great.
It was just a really, truly, I'm so grateful I went.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to my wife. There were 14 million people who tried to get the 1.4 million tickets that were sold.
Yes.
So you have a 10% chance of even getting a ticket.
Yeah.
Right? And my wife's insane luck. Like we both were refreshing our browsers, also part of the pre-show, like as they're about to take the stage, was like all of these like newspaper articles about like the collapse of the band, and then are they coming back, and all of those newspapers flying. And then one of the things that flashes past is like the digital queue for trying to get tickets and like error signs. Like,
wow.
As everybody's trying to refresh. And I got in line and Mary got in line. My number in line was 90,000 something. Ugh. And hers was 14 because you're randomly placed.
Wow.
Jesus.
And so we waited as 14,000 people bought tickets in front of her, and then she got our seats, and it was fucking amazing.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah, great.
I'm glad you had that experience. It seems to have been so memeaningful for you, and you're wearing an Oasis shirt.
I've worn a different Oasis shirt every day this week, and I'm not going to stop for 2 weeks because I got a lot of Oasis shirts while I was there. And I've still got some of my own from prior. I have this really good this Oasis shirt that's orange from their Japanese tour.
Wow.
So all of the cities on the back are Japanese cities from back in the day. So one of my prized possessions. But yeah, it was a great time, and that flight allowed me to play some video games.
Look, that was a very good point for a segue into what we normally do, which is talk about video games we're playing right now. But I did want to address someone else in the studio also wearing fresh band merch right after a concert experience that was transformative for them. Our producer, Shelshan Ranch, wearing a My Chemical Romance Dodgers crossover tee.
Yes. And Get Played hat.
Yeah, well, you can't not mention the Get Played hat. Rochelle, you saw My Chemical Romance at Dodger Stadium twice.
I did. I saw both of their LA shows.
Fuck yeah.
And I say this without any exaggeration and extremely in earnest that this weekend changed my entire life.
Let's fucking go!
Yeah. You were telling us a little bit about it yesterday, and it sounded completely nuts. Oh my goodness. We got a little Paul Russ sighting, folks.
Hey.
Hi, Paul.
No, come on in.
Is this the little child?
Hi, Paul. Hi, buddy.
I was like,
Paul Rush just walked in and walked back
got
out.
scared and then left. Neil Campbell there as well.
I heard the dog voice.
Thanks, Neil, dude. Bye.
Yeah.
Neil Campbell also stopping by.
Yeah, I was on a Zoom with them earlier today. So like truly 2 hours ago.
You never know what's going to happen at HeadGum.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the entity
That's the
works here
first
now.
time something has.
Honestly, one of the few times people have been here other than us.
Yeah.
Wait, so a great concert, life-changing experience. Anything particularly notable?
There's too much, but
You told us a clown blew up on stage.
a clown blew up on stage. Gerard Way got stabbed. Gerard Way called for 4 people to be executed. What else?
Life-changing.
Life-changing.
And they played the Black Parade in its entirety. Right?
Yeah, they
That's like
played the first part. They played the Black Parade in its entirety, which was like basically that like stage performance part, and then there was a intermission situation, and they came back and they played a bunch of other stuff as like themselves.
Wow.
For like another hour or so.
That
But there's
rules.
a huge operatic stage musical performance art aspect to the first chunk of the show.
Yes.
Where they're performing for, you told us they were performing for a dictator.
Yes, the Grand Immortal Dictator,
Wow.
who was sitting in the middle of Dodger Stadium in a giant chair, and there was a camera on him while he was eating a Dodger dog.
Pretty good.
He's usually hanging out at the White House. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back.
I don't know. I know you don't go to a ton of concerts. I'm just like
No.
blazing past that.
Yeah, I made a sour face to camera just in case it's a clip.
Something has happened within the last, I think, like 5 to 10 years where
Okay.
you used to go see a concert and it used to just be the band is performing. And
Uh-huh.
like that's kind of like all it is that happens. But now I feel like if the band is big enough or like the tour is big enough, it also is like we have to have like it has to have like a bit of a show. It has to like be something.
It has to justify the whatever,
Yeah.
the 4-digit ticket price that people have to pay because of all the upcharges and service
Yes.
fees and the artificial scarcity.
Yeah, and like some bands do it great and
Yeah,
some
sure.
bands like don't.
Yeah.
Like that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I saw
Oasis did not do that.
no, they didn't need to.
They
The
just
event
fucking- yeah.
is the
Yeah, it's the reunion.
right? Is like them doing it at all. But a couple like 2 years ago or something, I saw Weezer and their set was like the dashboard of like a car,
Yeah.
and like their big set piece was Rivers going over to like the volume knob and was like. He was like, "What if we turn this up? What do you say?" And then him kind of turning it up like a little bit, and the crowd being like, "That's not loud enough." And like that was like the big thing that happened in the show. And it cut to live executions at Ranch's show. It's like it's crazy. Concerts have gotten crazy.
The only live music I really see is jazz, and those are
Yeah.
usually like more intimate venues. And
Yeah.
the thing that happens to me at live jazz shows is someone with silver hair will come up to me, a person who's 44 years old, and say, "It's great to see some young people out here."
And that's why you go, so you can like hear that once a decade. Yeah.
Watching a guy on stage, like a fucking 80-year-old trumpet player
Yeah.
with 3 teeth, dedicate a song to his good friend, who is Count Basie's trombonist, Count Basie, who died in 1979. It's like,
I saw Earth, Wind, and Fire in Chicago like last year. And there was a part where one of the guys in Earth, Wind, and Fire was like introducing the band, and he gets to a part in the band where he's like in his 80s. He's not like flat 80. He's not 90. He's like in there, firmly in his 80s. And he goes, "And this is my son." And I'm like, "Oh, great, a Nepo baby." And I was like, "Wait, this guy's like 60 years old."
I should also mention that Verve was the opening act for Oasis.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Really? Yeah.
So, like, Oasis is big enough that Verve was like, we want to support. Like, we're all come up at the same time, so we want to support. So, like, the final song of the opening act was "Bittersweet Symphony," which in and of itself is a massive hit.
Yeah,
Right.
And like, so like it like to start at what would like normally you the opening act is like a layup.
Yeah.
But they ended the opening act at a 10.
With like one of the bigger songs.
And Oasis came out at like a 15.
What'd they start with?
Hello.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Good to be back. Good to be back.
My Chemical Romance, I know, is your favorite band, Rochelle.
Yes.
Is Oasis your number one?
So it's my favorite band.
Your
yes.
favorite band, yeah.
My
okay.
favorite band is Oasis. But I would be I would be misrepresenting myself if I didn't say that both Kings of Convenience and Sambo Master were not a very close second. I really like those two bands as well.
Matt, it's Weezer.
It's Weezer with their. Well, I am wearing a band that I really love, Antarctigo Vespucci. My friend Chris Farron and his buddy Jeff Rosenstock have a band together, and it's just a shirt with Kermit and Miss Piggy on it. And it doesn't really make any sense.
Wow.
but I like it.
So we're all wearing merch with our passions.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the name of the band?
Antarctigo Vespucci.
The Antarctico Vespucci, Oasis, My Chemical Romance, and then me, nothing.
I'll have it in plain, please.
I also want to say that for me, this was kind of a triumph because I've seen Oasis once before.
Yeah.
I saw them when I was a kid in Chicago. And I think I've told this story on the show before, is that Liam refused to come on stage and just didn't come to Chicago.
Yeah.
And so, like,
I don't blame him.
it's like I've seen Noel solo and I've seen Liam solo, and this was the first time I ever got to see them both on stage together.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it was a reunion.
As an
That's
Oasis
wild.
fan that had to then, like, sort of not suffer, but I guess humor is maybe that's also rude. You had to experience them separately and then be like, I guess this is fine. Did any of their solo efforts ever like even reach like what you would even consider like a low for Oasis?
I thought Liam gave a really good shot.
Yeah.
Part of what Liam did was he had other people write his songs.
Okay.
So he's trying to get people to write him bangers. And then he had a couple of songs. There was one song that was just a straight shot at Noel that I got a t-shirt of. Which was about like, it was a song about like, why don't we get back together again? And the chorus on it was, you act like you don't remember, you said we'd live forever. And so that's that's one of his pieces of merch from when he was solo. And I was like, man, the guy just won't stop. And like a year ago, he was on stage and he's like, I dedicate this song to my brother who's still not talking to me. So, it was Noel's songs. Noel really wanted to like create new music and new direction. And that was a lot of friction in the late Oasis music, was that he wanted to do like, transformational songs. And Liam was like, why aren't we only writing songs that would fill a stadium?
Yes.
Like, that's what we're good at.
Yeah.
It was, neither of them reached the heights of what was, it's certainly in this concert, an 8-song run at the end that every one of those songs was a number one hit.
Wow.
It was nuts.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got to go.
It was great.
Join the fun on DraftKings Casino, ranked the #1 online casino experience. They've got everything you've been searching for. Thousands of exciting games, huge jackpots, exclusive offers, and more. New players get a 10-day welcome offer, 500 spins on Huff and More Puff when you play just $5 to start. Download the DraftKings Casino app, sign up with code GETPLAYED, and spin your favorite slots. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins issued as 50 spins per day for 10 days. Valid for featured games only and expire each day after 24 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends August 24th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Number 1, based on Eilers and Krejcik 2H24 product analysis.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Often we get these like advertisements on this show and I have no idea what they are and I pretend to use them in my real life. NordVPN is not the case. I use NordVPN. It is saved on my desktop. It's saved on my phone. I use it to shop in region-locked stores and use proxy delivery services. I use it to access digital content that might be like on the, say, BBC, rhymes with Y player. It is a fantastic service. You can watch sporting events and TV shows and films that aren't available in your region by switching your virtual location to a country which is showing the event. You can protect your private data like bank details, passwords, and online identity. NordVPN can switch your virtual location, allowing you to save money by purchasing flights, hotels, and subscriptions from other countries at a cheaper price. And you can protect your data whilst traveling and using public Wi-Fi because NordVPN protects you wherever you are in the world. It's the fastest VPN in the world. There's no buffering or lagging while you're streaming, and it stops your ISP bandwidth throttling. One NordVPN account can be used on up to 10 devices. It is premium cybersecurity for the price of a cup of coffee per month. I use it. That's how I get my Gundam t-shirts. To get the best discount off your NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/getplayed. Our link will also give you 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. There's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description box. NordVPN/getplayed. Here's the thing, guys. I have been traveling recently. I went over to the UK and I'll admit, the Wi-Fi speed, the internet speed when you're traveling abroad, those roaming data cap shit, like you have to buy like a 50 quid, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough when you're abroad and you've badly needed an internet connection with no Wi-Fi spot in sight. So you understand what a difference a local SIM card can make. An eSIM provides an internet connection wherever you travel and saves you money on roaming fees. That's where Saley comes in. Saley is a new eSIM service app brought to you by the creators of NordVPN. Here you can choose from several affordable eSIM plans in over 190 countries and 8 regions. With a Saley eSIM, you'll always have a connection when needed. Download Saley once and you won't have to install a new eSIM for each country. You can avoid scammers selling fake SIM cards outside train stations and airports, and there are a lot of those guys, believe me. There's no more wandering around looking for a public Wi-Fi spot. With a Saley, you're always connected. They provide 24/7 support, and you get a full refund if your device isn't eSIM compatible. Download the Saley app in your app store. Use code GETPLAYED at checkout to get 15% off your first purchase or go to saley.com/getplayed. That's SAILY.com/getplayed.
We should talk about some video games.
Fuck video games.
The question for the room is, what are you playing?
What are you playing? What are you playing? I'm back. I'm back.
Great to have you back, Resident Evil
Yeah,
merchant.
I also went to see a concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went last weekend. I didn't go to Chemical Revenge. I'm not allowed to leave the country. I did see a little concert of my own. I got the corpses of John Lennon and Kurt Cobain together.
Oh, boy.
Filled them with La Plaga and let them jam.
You gave them that sort of bioluminescent, like bug that sort of then makes them, you know, those guys in the from the game.
Yeah, I know those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know those guys.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a bad show.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
I
sound good.
can't imagine it would go over
They look
well.
like they
Seeing
were
a
in
couple
pain.
corpses and
But yeah,
We had a musician here last week. Joel Miller was here.
that's right. I guess you could call. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't think of him primarily as a musician, but he was here.
But not by
definitely,
trade, but by hobby, perhaps.
Yes, a hobbyist.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's a hobbyist collector and a hobbyist musician.
Yeah, he's always collecting on behalf of somebody else,
Yeah.
certainly. But
Anyway, I just want to say to you guys, my favorite thing to say. What are you playing? Matt Apodaca.
We love to hear it, Resident Evil Merchant.
you love saying
Sounds
it.
so great coming from
We
you.
love hearing
Why does he say that way like that?
What?
Why did he say that
Are
like
you
that?
detecting that he's in like a cheeky mood, kind of?
I'm not being
there's
cheeky.
mischief in his pants.
No, I like to hear it. There's no mischief in my pants. And I think it's borderline inappropriate for you to say the
He's
word nice.
acting sneaky.
He's wearing a diaper.
Yeah.
He's diped up. You tossed to me. I complained about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, complained.
There's too many. I got too many fucking games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
they're
too
good
many
games.
goddamn games.
I'm playing Death Stranding 2.
Yes.
I'm in chapter 8. I'm not very far. I'm not further than where I was previously, but I'm in chapter 8. You get so not bogged down because that sounds negative. This is not a complaint about the game.
Yeah.
You just get so immersed and you get so into fulfilling the tasks that you have that
Yep.
aren't story.
Yep.
You get just so I guess this is just
Gotta build the fucking road.
if this game had no story and it was just like Porter Simulator, you'd be like, this fucking rules. This is great. I love it. I love sneaking around, being sneaky, and doing all sorts of sneaky stuff.
There's a tension between, do I want to even see the next part of the story, or do I want to do a 5-star this other place, or build a road that might help me in the next part of the story?
I was just talking to a Headgum's own Casey Donahue outside, who's also playing Death Stranding 2, and he was remarking on the upswing in combat versus the first game.
Oh, yeah?
Which is a thing, because like, for me, so much of the appeal of Death Stranding in general, and I think Death Stranding 2 is great, what I played of it, but walking around, just traversing, building infrastructure and sneaking.
Yes,
like combat is pretty far down the list.
And there's a lot more of it, because you do sort of then get these orders that then you have to go to these like bandit camps to get something,
Execute those dudes.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to cause a void out, do you? So
No,
you're
you don't.
only just kind of making them go sleep.
Yeah, you snipe them in the head, and then you run them over with your car, and then Dahlman says, "Sam, did you kill that man?"
I wish there was something that I could actually turn off, because I love Dollman. He doesn't need to tell me that my sniper's too fucking loud every time I'm using it, because guess what, bitch? I know. I haven't touched Hollow Knight in a while. I got to get back to Hollow Knight. Doing Bananza, of course. Loving that still. But I started a fucking new game.
Oh my God.
This morning.
This guy.
I'm like Mr. Games.
Mr. Games.
That's, Matt, to be honest, that is your worst nickname yet. You can't be Mr. Games.
I'm kind of Mr. Games.
I think the Xbox kid I like, the finisher is great. Mr. Games.
I just want to point
Let's
something
make
out.
it a shirt. Mr. Games.
I just want to point something out. I just want to point something out real quick. I have to just point it out.
Yeah.
Nick loves the nicknames he gave me. I'm just saying. It's just interesting.
Wait, I gave you both those nicknames?
You gave me both of them.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
Not even denying. Oh my God, he admitted.
fucking Mr. Games on one side of the t-shirt and a small Get Played logo up on the back of the collar. It's a good shirt.
Extremely hard. Yeah. Look, let's get kinship on the horn. Let's make it happen. I started a new game this morning. Came out just today as of recording.
Ooh.
So I haven't had that much time with it, but I'm loving it so far.
This is the Ninja Gaiden. It is a 2D experience.
Yes, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which I haven't said yet, I believe.
Excellent
Yes.
art style.
It's
Looks great.
It looks great. It runs on 30 frames per second on Switch, which is
Not ideal.
not ideal, but also like I don't fucking care. It's playing great. It's not a Switch 2 version. It's a Switch 1 version that
I'm grumpy about it.
I'm like,
That does make me grumpy.
We gotta like not let's phase it out. You know what I mean? It looks great though. I'm really enjoying it. It's already hard.
Yep.
It's already pretty challenging, but it's cool. 2D sprite work. I guess it's not sprite work. What do you call it? Sprite work? I guess you would.
I guess it's artwork.
Artwork. It's a
Character
work of art,
design?
certainly. and it's hard, and you get cool like stuff that you can do like immediately, and it's just lobbing people's heads off. You can like parry like shurikens out of the air with your blade, which is really cool. And like maybe not like the most exciting.
What's the full title again? It's
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Ragebound.
Which we talked about titles not long ago.
Game.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
That's great.
It's pretty good if you're going to put a subtitle in there. I'm looking at some of the footage right now.
Yeah,
it does. I think it might be 3D models with a shader to make it look like pixel, but it's a very good execution of that if that's the magic trick they're doing. But it also might be sprites.
I think it's real sprites.
But if so, they have a lot of frames of animation.
I feel like I just read that this is a sprite game. I could be wrong.
I mean, it's a thing I could have looked up, but I was just trying to discern it from footage.
It's the team that made. I don't know if you guys have messed with Blasphemous at all.
Nope.
Blasphemous 1 and 2 are really, really cool. Not games that I've finished or played with much seriousness, but they're sort of side-scrolling Souls-like
Now
games.
you're saying blasphemous, not blasphemous.
Yes, blasphemous.
Because blasphemous sounds like a video game.
That sounds good too. Yeah. It's great design, and I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. And I hear that it's actually quite short. It was only $25
okay.
For the game, and it's like 6 to 8 hours of gameplay or something.
More than enough.
Yeah,
right.
but I'm like, I don't need every game to be.
That's all I fucking need.
80 hours.
What are you learning, Nick? Is it hand-drawn?
It is in the copy, a spectacular pixel art showdown.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Well, and then the Shinobi game that
Impressive
comes out
animation.
next month is hand-drawn animation, which looks stunning.
Maybe I'm also thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm conflating the two.
Look, ninjas are back, and I will be checking out Shinobi when it comes out.
Yeah,
This
let's
is
do
a
it.
huge year for ninjas.
It's huge.
We've already talked about it.
Yeah.
But it's just like there's big AAA releases that are ninja based.
Look, I smell it.
and there's
episode
the
premise.
indie games are ninja based. I know, yeah.
I thought of an episode premise while we've been talking that I also want to pitch out.
Would you like to do a good episode instead?
Are you saying that my idea is bad already?
No.
How you have games when you were a kid, because I played this game when I was a kid that was a ninja game, and hearing you talk about a ninja game, I was like, oh, I had a ninja game called, I think it was Ken Saiden or something like that. But there are games that you have exposure to when you're a kid, either through a cousin, like cousin games, or something that your parents buy you from the fucking like bargain bin.
Right.
That you have a specific familiarity and a knowledge of that isn't perhaps a mainstream game. I think like an episode where we expose our games to one another from our childhood might be interesting.
That could be fun. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's like it feels like every one of those games at this point, has like some sort of deep dive about it, reminiscing on it because we're just such a culture of nostalgia. But there are games I think about. It was like I spent a lot of time playing Ikari Warriors, a game I've maybe not even spoken about ever on this show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like I don't know who I guess some people must remember that game, but it's certainly not like an IP that's endured.
Bring it back, I say.
Ken Saiden is a 1988 action platforming game published and developed by Sega for the Master System. Player controls a samurai Hayato in the 16th century Japan as they attempt to retrieve 5 scrolls and a sacred sword. This was a game that was my ninja game when I was a kid.
Here's one that just came to mind: Faxanadu, which was a kind of a Metroidvania, but though with less backtracking, an NES game, and it was, you can get a look at it here. It's sort of side-scrolling, sort of high fantasy sort of aesthetic.
Oh yeah.
That's a game I played the shit out of and finished as a kid.
But yeah, so I'm enjoying Ragebound. I'll be bouncing in between all these games. Until one of them is done, and then I'll be bouncing between the two of them. But that's what I've been playing.
All right,
Heather, I think people want to know what you've been playing.
I've been playing Donkey Kong Bananza.
Wow! Oh, banana!
Oh, banana!
Oh, banana!
Here's a game which I loaded on my system, and I had these 10-hour and 11-hour flight to and from. And I was looking forward to playing it. What I wasn't expecting was that I would start playing it, get absolutely nowhere, and 7 hours would have gone by. Like digging, and like you become so fixated on digging in this game that it reminds me of Death Stranding 2, where you're just like, I know I have a goal and it's over there.
Right.
But I really want to see how much bullshit's in the ground right here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like also like lightly fixated on, can I dig out this entire mountain? Like, what would happen if I dig out the entire mountain? Usually there's like steel structural elements that like allow the level to continue to exist.
Yeah.
But there's nothing stopping you from mashing those buttons and just digging constantly. And once you get the ability to power up, that ability to dig just is worse or better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Really, really good, weird game. Like, I would never think that a 3-dimensional digging game would work, but it really works.
Yeah.
And kind of bafflingly so, especially since it's, as far as I can tell, an open world.
Right.
Like, you can dig to the wrong area.
Yeah, like what you were just saying is it's like, I think people would actually be like, oh, what about Minecraft? Obviously, but so much of
Shut
Minecraft
up.
is the resource collection and the crafting elements.
Yeah.
Which are, this game is about basically just leveling a play space.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, I need to dig in order to achieve goal.
Right.
It's dig for dig's sake.
Yeah.
And
Well, sometimes you gotta find banana.
yeah, sometimes you gotta find banana.
Sometimes you gotta find banana.
Oh, banana.
Ooh, banana.
It's something that you should be tired of by like the 10th time you hear it, and it just every time you're like saying it with it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know how far into the game I am because I have no sense of forward progression. I don't know if I've skipped stuff. It's also a game that really, for somebody who loves to play outside of bounds and see how I can break a game, it is a game that is like full cookie crumbs towards, hey, you can see that all the way over there, right? Well, maybe you can try and figure out a way to get all the way over there, even though it's pretty clear that that's not where you're supposed to be yet.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really... Like, I went to a village where I hadn't yet completed the village previous, or like even like any of the minor goals of an entire section of an entirely different floor of the game, and I wasn't punished for it. Like, it was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no idea how far I am. You know, spoilers. You know, I've got the girl.
Yeah.
And what's also great is she's exhibiting character development. She's gone from being scared to let's go.
Right. No, that's like it's like you're realizing you're playing like a buddy story as you go.
Yeah.
That's part of what's fun is
A buddy
their
story
interpersonal
between
dynamic.
a normal human woman and an idiot.
Sort of like your story on the show.
Yeah.
There's these really wonderful moments when you can like build like little like rest structures within the game, and you have an option like to go like take a nap. And you can either talk to Pauline or just like go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I always just pick the talk to her one because I just want to hear what she has to say.
Well, yeah. She'll say like, DK, are you awake?
Yeah.
And you could like pretend to be sleeping.
Yeah.
And then she'll be like, wow, I'm really nervous about this cliff over here. I really hope you don't wake up and sleepwalk off the cliff.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying this. You're asleep. Or like later she'll be like, I really think you're a good monkey.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so charming. And it doesn't get, it's like a big bowl of Saturday morning cereal.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to play. It's not like, you know, there's nothing grimdark about it where it's like, you know, I don't imagine there's going to be a moment where Donkey Kong's like family is dead or something. It's great. I met Cranky. I was like, oh shit,
Love that.
Cranky's here. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's a good game. Nick, what are you playing?
Okay, you know why Cranky's so cranky? His wife died with no explanation.
Is that canon?
Wrinkly Kong died between Donkey Kong Country 3 and Donkey Kong 64 with no explanation ever. She just goes from being alive and old to being a ghost.
And you could sort of like fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, she's an old lady. She died.
Yeah.
But he's an old guy, too.
Yeah, I know.
Some days, your brain needs a vacation your body can actually afford. That's where IndaCloud comes in. You juggle the chaos. You answer the emails. You even go outside sometimes. So yeah, you've earned a better way to unwind. Enter IndaCloud. Federally legal THC in the form of gummies, pre-rolls, and flour, designed to turn hanging on into fully chilling. So, if you're 21 or older, head to indacloud.co and use code GETPLAYED to get 25% off your first order plus free shipping. That's indacloud.co, code GETPLAYED, 25% off, free shipping. Just a better vibe in your mailbox. So here's the thing. Look, I got sent some of this stuff, all right? I ate one of the orange soda gummies, okay? Now, look, I'll be honest. I'm a bit of a lightweight, all right? I'm not out here blazing it. I'm not over here, insert euphemism here. I'm not doing any of that, all right? I'm not always doing it. But when I do, I like to just chill out and relax. It made me very silly with my friends, and they all had a nice time enjoying IndaCloud. It sounds too smooth to be legal, right? But it is. IndaCloud's products are Farm Bill compliant, third-party tested, and made for grown-ups who want a buzz without the need to drive 25 minutes to dispensary. And that's just a fact. Dispensaries are 25 minutes from wherever you personally are. That's just how it is. More than 50,000 people already trust them because when it feels this good, it should also feel easy. Whether you're chasing deeper sleep, better focus, or just some peace between your streaming marathons, this is how adults get elevated now. If you're 21 or older, now's your chance to float above the stress. Because IndaCloud, see what they did, is giving all new customers 25% off their first order plus free shipping. Use code GETPLAYED or click the link in the show notes to claim your discount. That's indacloud.co, INDACLOUD.co. Use code GETPLAYED for free shipping plus 25% off your first order. Fill out their quick survey when you order to support this show and make your week way more enjoyable. All thanks to IndaCloud.
The nostalgia levels in Bonanza are great.
It is kind of
Yes.
it is nuts because Nintendo didn't make those.
Yes, yeah.
And so you're sort of like, you kind of are second guessing Nintendo when it's like their whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
You're like, can they do this even? And like, can they do this well? And they're great. They're so good.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yep.
Heather, you asked me what I'm playing. I am going to give another update on the Drifter. Heather, you weren't here last week, and for anyone who didn't hear that episode, I will just reset this real quick. This is a graphic adventure game with pixel art that was developed and published by an Australia-based small team called Powerhoof, and it released in July of 2025. I should clarify that it's not Drifter. There's a separate game just called Drifter.
Yes.
They reverse Facebooked it. They added a the. Add the. It's less clean. The Drifter. I'm in chapter 5 of The Drifter. Here's the thing. Heather said there's nothing at all grimdark about Donkey Kong Bananza, which I am also continuing to play and love. And that is true. This game is the complete opposite of that vibes-wise. It is very grim dark, and so much narrative art these days is about late capitalism and the growing wealth divide, and this game is fully about the dehumanizing effect of homelessness. And the player character, Mick Carter, I mean, it's super Australian, so Mick Carter. It's like that's part of the fun of the game is just hearing these like thick Australian accents throughout, and all these Australia specifics, and all of the way peppered throughout the writing. But the player character is unhoused, and I just, again, I'm sure this has been done in games. I can't specifically remember a game where you play an unhoused character, and certainly not one where you're like really immersed in what that means. And it is a particularly bleak story because the homeless in this world are being systematically executed by some sort of unknown entity. You're getting more details as you get deeper into the story, which I won't spoil. But there is one chapter-ending story development where you learn the tragic backstory of your player character, and the way it is revealed is so effective and so gutting that I was just like, just from a writing perspective, I was like, man, they really pulled this off effectively. I did not see this coming, and it clarifies a lot in terms of why this man's life is like this right now. There are some elements that will lead me to. I would just say this, and again, I'm sure the people who are really into adventure games are already playing this one. The people are very, very high on this game in that niche fandom. But if you're like, oh, the story sounds interesting, but the like you're unsure about the graphic adventure side, I should just say that like that stuff still exists. It's a lot more accessible than like a classic like Sierra or LucasArts game. It has a lot fewer annoyances, a lot more elements that are built in to help you track what's going on. But there are just these minor puzzle frustrations that are just baked into this kind of design. For example, like there is a puzzle that involves like I need to steam a label off of something, and the solution is stealing a custodian's thermos in one environment and then going to get steamed like hot water in another environment so you can go to a third environment and steam the label. And it's just the kind of thing of like, if the world's more fantastical or more cartoonish, you kind of buy that sort of the moon logic required for a task like this. Like if something's a little bit more stylized, like the Monkey Island franchise, it's like, okay, well, this is already kind of a goofy world, and this is the normal rules don't apply. But here, this is like presented as a really gritty reality with some sci-fi elements, and I'm just like, well, wouldn't the place with the tea just have a thing you could put the hot water in? You know what I mean? So there's just those. But I'm not even like criticizing the game, because I think that it's like it's fine puzzle design. It's just a thing that you kind of have to give leeway to when you're playing this sort of game. There's also there's this time loop mechanic in the game, which tends to happen at major story thresholds where your character is in mortal danger. And in fact, the first thing that happens is you see them be killed. Oh. And these death animations, I will say, are extremely well done. The pixel art is great, and the animation is really impressive. The death animations are very grisly and well done and varied. So usually what happens is your character will die horribly, come back to life and be like, oh God, and like a big thing this game is really effective at communicating is how terrifying and painful dying is. Yeah. And then so your character is now trapped in a time loop cycle of death and rebirth until you figure out how to get out of this situation, and that involves a bunch of like Rube Goldberg sort of puzzle solutions. That heavily involves sequencing things, and that's another thing where it's just like a little bit of a, it's not a roadblock for me, but just like a minor sort of annoyance that is just a thing to take into account when you're playing this kind of game, where it's like I know exactly what to do, but I'm not doing these things in the right order, so I guess I just got to try it this way. Like, okay, that worked. And sometimes those solutions feel a little bit arbitrary. It's fine. It's again, overall, I really love the game, and I'm really positive about it. And a big part of what I like about it is the music, which is by Mitchell Posmans and Louis Meyer, which just the vibes in this game are impeccable. They're very bleak, very upsetting. It's not a good time, but it is like a very cool time, and it's presented in an aesthetically really impressive way. I really like the Drifter, and I think anyone who likes these sorts of graphic adventure games, story-driven games with puzzles in them should play it if you're not already playing it. All right, let's get into our retrospective on Mario Paint, which was developed by Nintendo's internal R&D team. Gunpei Yokoi was the development lead. Yokoi, rest in peace, of course, made the Game Boy, Metroid, a towering figure inside Nintendo and the Virtual Boy before his tragic early death. And it came out in 1992 in Japan and North America, bundled with the Super NES mouse, which is one of those accessories that I don't know. It's kind of it's very cool that it exists.
Yes.
It was certainly a novelty at the time, but it's interesting that this kind of came in an era where consoles were attempting to become these set-top boxes, the PC of the living room, and this was one of the salvos in that direction.
I feel like I hear people still say that they use the mouse still, like
The Super NES mouse.
Yeah, like I don't know if there's like there must be some adapter that plugs it in USB like style or something. They can like use it on a regular computer or something.
Wait, the Super Nintendo mouse?
Yeah.
I maybe. I don't know. I was distracted for a moment because I read that it was Hirofumi Matsuoka who designed and directed this game. Who was a graphic designer on Metroid, and then was like the lead on Mario Paint.
Yes, Matsuoka also worked on it. I mean, it like was as far as the credits go. Hirofumi Matsuoka, the director, Gunpei Yokoi, the producer. In Japanese development, I feel like it's sometimes like kind of was the in terms of who was in charge of a game creatively. But I think they were both important figures in this.
So yeah, as you were saying, this game comes at a time when for a lot of families computers are financially out of reach. Certainly my family did not have a computer with a mouse. Like the mouse itself was limited to Macintosh in terms of like public at the time of this game's release in 1992, I know there are other there are like Windows machines that have mice, etc. But if you're like looking for like the computer that popularized the mouse, it's probably the Mac. And Macs were insanely expensive for a regular family.
So as far as the PC platform goes, and we had a PC in our home, we had a Windows computer of the era, but it was Windows 3.1, which was placed on top of MS-DOS. So MS-DOS was really your operating system. That was a command line operating system. You were only using the mouse and having access to a GUI if you loaded up Windows, but that took up so much memory that you couldn't like launch a game from Windows 3.1. You'd have to go back to MS-DOS. And so it was very like the mouse in and of itself was something of a novelty even to people who had computers in their homes, which was a very small percentage of the population relative to today.
Yeah, and then so you have the Super Nintendo is in a large portion of homes. It had recently received a price drop. So the system was less expensive than it was on launch. Certainly in Nintendo, I think it was like in Japan, it was dropped down to like almost $99.
Wow.
So then if you get Mario Paint at $60, then you suddenly have your ability to interact with what would be the PC or Macintosh experience for a lot less footprint of money. And I don't know, Mario Paint was, for me, you know, I got my Super Nintendo after the Genesis, but Mario Paint for me was my first mouse.
That's
wild.
wild.
So playing with the mouse was like the language of Mac Paint or Windows Paint, whatever the fuck it's called it's probably just called Paint, MS Paint.
There is MS Paint, yeah, and then there's also like there were other like a Corel Draw is the one we had, but there were other applications of the era where you could do that had a little bit more sophistication than.
But my introduction to any of that, what are you laughing about?
Nothing.
What?
What's going on?
I can't say.
Mr. Games, you got to tell us.
Your first mouse was the one.
Oh, I don't want to hear it now.
You were saying your first mouse was the one that came with Mario Paint, the Super Nintendo mouse.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. I'm just pointing out how interesting it is. My first mouse was Stuart Little. In some ways, he was like my brother. My teeny tiny little brother.
What is this show when I'm not here? Like, what do you just guys say these things to each other and just giggle for like an hour?
We did do one bit last week for 15 minutes, I think. Which, by the way, have you ever stayed at an Umbrella Corp hotel?
Anyway, this was my first experience of like a graphical interface for a computer. It was my first introduction to the language of like what becomes Photoshop, like that sort of progression of like these tools are going to be sort of familiar to you across all platforms moving forward. I read some interviews with people who were like crediting Mario Paint with their introduction to graphic design.
Yeah.
Like there was a Star Wars guy who starts on Mario Paint
Chewbacca.
and then transitions into like graphic design via the Mario Paint mouse. I'm not
Just no reaction from anyone to that. It's all like, all right.
sure, man.
You silently liked it.
I did like it. I feel like I was already in trouble for laughing at the Stuart Little thing.
I already used mine.
I do want to shout out the Video Game History Foundation, which is gamehistory.org. They have a nice chunky podcast about the development of Mario Paint with Norman Caruso.
Oh, wow.
And Norman Caruso also has a 45-minute long YouTube documentary about Mario Paint,
cool.
which is really neat. But yeah, I feel like it would be interesting. I've got some commercials from the era to sort of demonstrate how this was sold to people because it was effectively sold to adults.
Right.
It was sold to the parents to be like, hey, give your kids this and they will be able to be creative with the system that you slightly resent in your home. Because there's always in the 90s that tension between parents who were like, stop playing fucking video games, you're going to ruin your life, or these games are disgusting, and why did I even bring this system into my house? It's making you bad at your homework. And the game companies being like, no, it could be for good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I feel like parents are like, yeah, keep playing video games. Maybe you'll make $10 million as a professional gamer.
Maybe you'll get to influence policy.
Yeah.
There's a Far Side comic from the 80s that's a single panel and it's just like it's a kid sitting in front of what looks like a Nintendo playing it, and then his parents are like proudly looking on, and I think the caption is like hopeful parents, and then they're the thought bubble that what they're imagining is of a bunch of jobs that require playing video games. And it's one of those things where you just that was a punchline back in the day. But yeah, the idea that you could monetize game creation obviously was not even thought of as a real profession, even though it existed. But the fact that like eventually there'd be a point where streaming games or playing games competitively could be an income source was laughable.
Whoever drew that little cartoon feels like a fucking piece of shit now.
Gary Larson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's dead.
R.I.P.
Should we watch a commercial and see how they sold this? And then talk for people who don't know what this is, talk about the game at large.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Flowers, then a heartbeat, and the sound of mushrooms sprouting. It was raining cats and dogs in harmony. Then airplanes hit the high notes. Even the stars came out to play. Hey, I think I just wrote a song.
Mario Paint. Draw and make music. Only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
I've never seen that ad before.
Me neither.
So that was largely what was as the audio was playing, and the audio being something that was generated from within the game's built-in composition element, which we will talk about. But the Mario Paint composer is used to make the music there. As that narration was happening, we were seeing animation that was generated within Mario Paint.
Yeah, it's
a
commercial made entirely inside of Mario Paint.
Until we pop out the end and
Yeah.
see a kid.
Should we watch one more?
Yeah.
She put the cat in the fishbowl and planted corn on her brother's head.
Great.
Then she cut a huge hole in the roof for the butterflies.
Terrific.
That's not all. She tore your stereo apart to add some more woofers and tweeters. I don't know where that child gets her imagination.
Me neither. But I really like what she does with it.
Mario Paint. Power to create.
Yeah,
Only on
sold
the
to
Super
parents.
Nintendo Entertainment System.
We see the parents at the end who it's one of those things where you like you learn later, like, oh yeah, those actors were 26 years old.
Yeah.
Somewhere in probably in an attic space at my parents' house is a VHS tape where I recorded all of the animations I made with Mario Paint when I was a kid.
Wow.
And who knows what they are, but yeah, like being told as a kid, you like cartoons, you want to make cartoons? Here, you make cartoons in Mario Paint. I was like, oh fuck, this is great. It takes so fucking long, but you can do it.
It is incredibly tedious, as actual animation work is. Like, the professional animation is a very time consuming profession, but like it is a end process. But the tools within the game are pretty limited, and again, you're like. The UX is also like just kind of it very much feels like a relic. And I guess we should have said already that part of the reason we're covering this now is because it has been, as part of the Nintendo Online service, added to the Switch 2's library.
Yeah.
And it's playable via using the Switch 2 mouse.
Yes.
Which, not as great as a Super Nintendo mouse.
No, definitely not. Though the rollerball in the Super Nintendo mouse was also frustrating.
Yes.
So it does duplicate some of the layer of frustration that you have while playing Mario Paint.
Yeah.
I guess people maybe are young enough to not have. I mean, first off, eventually we'll run into people who like are so young they don't know what a mouse is or not used a mouse. But like the optical mouse, which is the standard these days, it used to have a physical ball underneath it that you would roll against a hard surface, and that's how it would track your hand movement. And correspond to the cursor's movement.
And you'd have to take that ball out of the bottom of the mouse and clean it because it would collect lint and function poorly.
I do remember this. I was there for that.
Nice.
I remember my friends in elementary school would take the ball out and keep it, which was bad for the school.
So what is Mario Paint? Mario Paint is a game that has its primary function is this this Mac Paint style painting canvas, which also has an animation feature. But additionally to that, it has a couple mini games. One where you swat a fly in order to kill lots and lots of flies.
Gnat attack, correct?
Fucking frustrating little mini game.
Yes.
It also has a music composition mode that allows you to make a roughly 30-second song using sound samples from the Nintendo Instrument Library, which you lay onto a
musical staff.
Yeah, musical staff using sprites from Nintendo games. So like instead of a note, it will be a Mario face, and that Mario face will represent a type of sound.
Yes. So this is, I can speak to this a little bit. So I did not have Mario Paint or a Mario mouse, but I had a friend whose house I would go to all the time who had Mario Paint and the mouse, and also had SimCity, which supported the mouse. But
SimCity supports the mouse?
I'm pretty sure it did. Am I wrong about that?
Holy shit, I have the mouse. I still have Mario Paint for Super Nintendo, and I have SimCity, and I didn't know that it supported the fucking mouse. Holy shit.
Yeah, it did not require the mouse, but
Holy
it
shit.
used it. In my memory, I could be wrong. Now you're having me second guess this. But anyway, and there were a number of games that supported the mouse, including one that was never released in North America, which we'll talk about in a bit. But I want to play Mario Paint at his house. I never really got into I definitely dicked around with making little animations and painting stuff, but it is so laborious, and I also just, for me, that didn't have a novelty to it because I had I just had these applications at home. We had a PC in the house. So there was nothing that I was just like, oh, this is just like Paint Shop Pro or Print Shop Deluxe or Corel Draw. Like this is just why would I want to do this with my Super Nintendo? But the music composition thing, I did play music as a kid, and that did have novelty to it, partly because you had this like library of sound effects, and you could use the Super Nintendo sound chip. The thing is, it is very limited, and returning to it in 2025, I had forgotten just how limited it was. You have access to only an octave and a half worth of notes.
Mm-hmm.
You can cheat that a little bit because some of the samples are pitched down, some are pitched up, so you can kind of dance around a little bit. But again, you just don't have a lot of room. You're going from basically middle C to the G above the staff in treble clef, and then you can only play 3 notes at a time, which again you can work around that. That's not the worst limitation. But the main thing is you can't use sharps or flats.
Yes.
So you're limited to basically working in 2 keys, C major or A minor, and it's. That limitation it can be a strength, and it's like amazing when you watch you look at YouTube videos of what songs people have recreated in Mario Paint, but it's really cumbersome to do, and you don't have a lot of flexibility. Oh, it's also things like you can't really do sustain notes, you can't do it's all quarter notes, so you can't subdivide the beat. It's not easy to do syncopation. Again, you can cheat that by really speeding up the tempo and effectively using quarter notes as eighth notes. But yeah, it's I'll just say that I found myself pretty frustrated trying to put anything together in this. Yeah. And especially because I'm doing this in my office where I have a piano, and then I go up there and it's I can just play this on my piano and there we go. I just know how this goes. And then to actually input that, into Mario Paint and get it playing is a huge pain in my ass.
I'm here looking at the, because when you said that SimCity was compatible with it, I was shocked. SimCity is not, but...
Okay.
Sim Ant is, and so is Sid Meier's Civilization for the Super NES.
Okay, so maybe it was Sim Ant that I was remembering.
But there are an enormous number of compatible games, and I'm stunned. Doom for the Super NES used the mouse. So did Wolfenstein 3D. The Jurassic Park game used the mouse. Revolution X, the Aerosmith game that I think we once covered.
Yeah, we did with Zane Carney.
Yeah. There's... T2, the arcade game.
I knew T2, the arcade game, did.
But there's a big list, and especially if you lived in Japan, there's a much larger list of games that were compatible with the mouse. I thought the mouse only worked with Mario Paint.
Wait, they ported Might and Magic 3 Isles of Terra to a Super Nintendo? What the fuck? I played that game on PC. I had no idea.
It's a perfect port.
But that one supports the mouse.
But yeah, it is limited. I'll agree with Nick. It is a limited piece of software. But for those of us who had nothing like it at home, it was really maximalist.
No.
It wasn't just paint. It also was music. It also I will say the function of the right button on the mouse is locked to a secret code in Mario Paint. I think that the right button, I'm not sure if the right button is on by default in the Switch 2 version, but in the actual version, you have to hold the right button and click the letter N on the logo page in order to activate the ability to use the right button inside the game. Because, the Mac mouse only has one button.
Yeah.
The Nintendo mouse comes with 2 buttons, which then allows you to do, undo with one button instead of, clicking in between the 2 icons.
Yeah.
Right-clicking anywhere on the screen will activate Undo Dog. Right-clicking on the canvas in the stamp editor will sample the pixel color underneath the cursor, like a Photoshop tool.
Yeah.
It unlocks 4 new rotation options in addition to horizontal and vertical flip. Those things should be enabled by default. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So this is my first time with this piece of software, we'll call it.
Yep.
So just going back to this was an era where the term that was used for these sorts of things was sometimes was software toy.
Yeah.
It's like it's not exactly a game, but
Yes.
it's something that you would like play on a console.
Edutainment.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm thinking back to the Nintendo DS.
Right.
What was the thing in there? PictoChat.
PictoChat.
And was Flipnote.
Yep.
One
That
of
was
those two? That was maybe
3DS.
3DS?
Yeah, one of them.
So I'm thinking of PictoChat and how funny I thought it was to like draw little things with the stylus. The
Yeah.
stylus, we can all agree, better than drawing with a mouse.
Way better.
Superior.
Just a better time
Yeah,
for everybody because
yeah,
it's what you're
clearly
used
better.
to doing.
yeah.
And it's like, you know, professional artists when they're working on a computer, they're not using a mouse. They're using like, you know, some sort of tablet input.
And so trying this for the first time ever in the year of our Lord 2025, from the jump, I was having a hard time. And I was like not sad, but like I was sort of like, oh, like I know people have such great affection for this. I want to put my best foot forward and like try to enjoy this thing that I know so many people enjoy. But I was having a hard time doing it just because I'm like, I just have nothing holding me to like a fond memory of this even.
Right.
So like I was like, okay, like how can I draw? I know there's like coloring book options. That are like sort of pre-made designs that you can fill in with coloring.
Yeah.
And I was like having a hard time with that. Like it was like the mouse speed was not what I wanted, and then you can adjust the mouse. None of the mouse speeds were appropriate.
You are also battling the Switch 2 mouse,
Yes.
which is its own thing.
Yes, and I have to then find those rails like that they give you, and like the surface is kind of just like not like, you know, it's just like it's not the whole thing not an ideal situation. But the music tool, very funny to me because it's like I'm not a musician. I don't really know how songs work or like how to make a song. But I was kind of like, it's kind of funny to like make a little song. Like,
no, it is. I mean, that's the thing. It's like fun just to dick around with, and it's like it's designed to be accessible to people who don't read music or know much about music.
But then also, like, I mean, I feel like I used to draw more when I was a little kid. Like I would just like you know, or in like the corner of like pages of like notes in school or whatever. But I was never like a serious like. I was never serious about drawing. So like even given a blank screen and with the imagination of a nearly 35-year-old adult, like I could draw anything I want. I was like, I don't know. I have no idea what to do with this, and I don't know like why I would have this if it wasn't for you know, the Nintendo Switch Online experience. I would hope that they would update it, like do like a new one. A new one would be great.
Well, to that, Super Mario Maker was originally envisioned as a Mario Paint title for the Wii U.
Wow.
It
Interesting.
began development as a Mario Paint title and then transitioned into becoming Super Mario Maker. From the Wikipedia entry about Mario Paint, quote, Takashi Tezuka, the game's producer, stated that he was inspired to bring the fun of Mario Paint into this course editor to make something fun and creative for people to enjoy. And US Gamer called Mario Paint an essential part of the road to Mario Maker. And that's also why Undo Dog appears inside of Super Mario Maker.
I do like Undo Dog.
Undo Dog
is good.
Undo Dog's fun. There was also the Mario Artist series, which was Japan exclusive. That was for the 64 DD, which never got released out here. But like that apparently there is some like it also included some 3D modeling, which you can't imagine trying to do. on a you know, Nintendo 64 with a Nintendo mouse,
which is back in Bonanza, like in the art area.
Sure,
you can like make 3D models with the clay that they give you and stuff, and that's cool.
But
what?
There's in the main menu of Donkey Kong Bonanza, there's like an art, I can't remember what it's called.
And you can make 3D models?
Yeah, people are like making like Homer Simpson with like the clay and
Holy
like
shit.
yeah, and like people are making like, you know, people are making like
I haven't clicked that button. I just went into the game and then never stopped.
Yeah, it's because, you know, you can just pick stuff up and throw it. It's like it's basically the throwing mechanic, but you're using it to sculpt.
Wow.
You know, whatever you want.
Wow.
I want to walk back to something I was saying earlier, which was just like we had a PC at home, and so like to me this lacked a lot of the novelty that it did to other people. But like I have to remember when I'm talking about that I was like in a privileged place from having a you know, access to a PC my entire childhood in an era when that was not a common thing. And So again, it's like when I'm talking about GoldenEye, and I know that game was like so impactful to a lot of people, but when it hits me as someone who has a PC, had a gaming PC at home, I was just like, well, I've played the shit out of Doom and a million Doom clones, you know, like this is nothing new to me, and actually also this controls worse than it does on my PC, so like I'm just not gonna be in this game. It's a similar sort of thing with Mario Paint, where it's just like, I know it was a super impactful game for people like Heather and a lot of people, because it's just like that was your one way into any sort of digital creation tool in your home, and that's like what's so amazing about it.
It's astounding that it like exists, like it's
that it works.
Yeah. I will say something
and that you can save.
Yeah, that you could save as well. I wish that there was like any amount of tutorial. Like, which sounds crazy because it's like just like colors and
Matt, RTFM. This was the era of.
I forgot about the manuals.
Yeah. This was the era of where it was expected that you were going to read the manual before you played a game.
I forgot about RTFM.
And the most annoying people online would type RTFM if you asked for help on a forum.
And it happened to me. Because like some of the tools aren't. At the beginning, you get the screen with all the stuff on it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck even is any of this?
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I guess to do my due diligence, I'm going to click on every single thing and then start doing stuff, which is what I did. So then that's how I found the Nat game. And there's like another little thing in there too. Mm-hmm. And then finding that you can change the, from colors to like a pattern design or like a shape or like a stamp or something. Found all that stuff. And then I would always then forget which one was which. Because also the fly swatter one doesn't look. The icon should be a fly swatter.
Yeah, it is not.
And it's not. It's a cup.
Yeah.
Right.
There's also like
the idea was supposed to be like, this is your coffee break. This is the mini game that's built in. So like, I want to stop working. I just want to play something.
It's also baffling that the first thing you see after you start the game is a guy doing sit-ups.
Yes.
And you're like, what the fuck is this?
So funny.
I know that we've talked about music stuff in the thing. The music within the game itself is incredible.
Yeah, it's rad.
Yeah.
It is so fucking good.
It's so good. I also want to shout out one other item but before we move on to music, one other item about the save feature in the game is that all of this saving on the cartridge had to be 32 kilobytes or less. That was the maximum save size of a file.
Yeah.
So they had to build in an error screen if you were to create an animation that was larger than possible to save.
Yeah.
Which is a robot who's breaking down.
Wow.
And like the idea that is kind of an Easter egg inside of Mario Paint that most people don't see because they don't max out all of the animation.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know that existed until I went on like all this research.
When I clicked on the thing that was like the animation tool, I said out loud, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be able to figure this out at all. Because like so with the coloring, I then figuring out what size pen or or tip that you're gonna use. I was immediately like coloring outside of the lines, but also like the mouse, the fucking mouse. It doesn't really work for this game. I feel like you need like a real one.
This is the main choke point with the Switch 2 experience of Mario Paint. The fucking Joy-Con 2 mouse just does not work. It fucking sucks.
Wow.
I thought it was a horrible ergonomic experience. My hand hurt all last night, and I played for 2 nights. It hurt all yesterday, all last night, and then this morning. Now it's trying to loosen up. I was just so like. Kind of like death claw trying to manipulate this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And
you can plug in a regular mouse, apparently.
Wait, really? To the USB port?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Would have fucking done that.
Yeah, you didn't do it.
The Joy-Con 2 mouse sucks. It's really bad.
I thought I had the opposite experience. I was like, this is surprisingly good.
It's amazing that it works, but I found it really cumbersome to use. I also kept getting disconnection notices, which was really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And also you're emulating the game anyway. Let me have the option of controlling the cursor with the analog stick.
Yeah, why not? Because like mouse mode, not that we're not talking about mouse mode, but like I guess we are. Like in the what's that fucking thing that we did? The game, the Welcome Tour. In Welcome Tour, it works for when it's supposed to, and it works well. Like it works for that stuff really great. Yeah. And like I've played a little bit of Cyberpunk with 2077 with mouse control, and I'm just not used to that. Like I just didn't grow up playing games with like a mouse, so I just like I don't like it.
Yeah, I tried playing Fortnite with the mouse, and I was like, oh no, this is weird.
I've always just had a controller, and it's just like what I'm used to. So I have very, very little use case for the mouse mode.
Complete opposite for me. I flat out refuse to play games with a first person shooters with a controller, except for the Halo series, basically, because I was just like, I was so like, and it wasn't until pretty recently where I was like got more comfortable with using a dual analog stick I was just so used to mouse and keyboard.
Well, you know who loves mouse mode?
Who's that, Matt?
My little brother, Stuart Little.
Oh, he's your brother now.
But yeah, he's kind of like my tiny brother.
Oh, got it. Okay.
My parents adopted him. He's different. And you can't be mad. You can't be mad at him. He's just a different little guy.
It's clear that this game was released now because they're looking for content to put on the Switch 2 to justify mouse mode. I mean, that's why it's on.
Right.
It's like I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't release a bunch of other Super NES compatible mouse games on Nintendo Online just so you could be like, oh yeah, I guess I can play Wolfenstein with the mouse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they do non-first party games on there sometimes. I wonder how many of those would come to the console, because like that library, I hadn't opened the Super Nintendo icon in a long time. There was like 10 things updated that were like, these are all new stuff. I was like,
you have to advent calendar open each individual one, because that's how the interface works.
Yeah. Matt, I would love to hear your song, and I'd love to share mine.
Okay, yeah. So I
think we should start by playing the demo songs that are packed in, so people know what is capable in this. So let's hook up my Switch 2 and we can listen to those songs.
Great.
All right. So the following song took me, no joke, 2.5 hours.
Really? Okay.
to compose, and you will be staggered by the simplicity. Here we go.
So we misunderstood the tasks, or I misunderstood the task. You tried to make a good one on purpose.
I tried to make Sonic. That
was great.
That's
really
Green
good.
Hill. That's Green Hill Zone.
You did a good job.
I thought that was great.
It took me so fucking long. I tried at some point. I tried to make a bass line.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that. But by comparison, here's what you could do with this software if you were competent.
Honestly, learning that this is possible, I take back what I said.
What did you say?
That I wasn't having a good time with the game. This is good. That's really good.
How about this one? All right.
Wow.
It's kind of incredible.
It's really, really great that you could actually make something good in it. I'm almost embarrassed to share mine.
I do think now I have destroyed my own song.
That's a bummer.
I don't think you could get.
At least it's
playing
recorded.
The demo one purges the one that's saved. That's annoying.
Yeah, I think that purged. The purge might, but I did save state it before that. So.
It also is all too easy to clear everything. With one
there's
click.
a massive clear button. It's the largest button on the screen.
Yeah.
I feel like then I gotta then share my song.
Yeah,
real
please.
quick.
Yeah.
Fuck. I loved it.
That took me 2.5 hours.
I thought that was,
Did it
that was
really?
awesome.
No, I think I did that in like a minute.
You know, to hate that song, Stuart Little.
Stuart Little. Well, he would have been really scared.
Yeah. All the cat sounds.
All the cat, and then that's like
And with a car horn, he might be getting run over. He's a little guy.
Well, he's no stranger to a vehicle.
That's true. He does live right around that thing.
The first song I made when I was like trying to refigure it out was just noise.
Yeah.
But there were parts of it that worked, and I was like, should I just make this my song?
I also made a song, but I forgot to bring my Switch too. So we will. I guess we could tack it on to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
It's
And
like beautiful.
Yeah, of course it is.
I do not get your expectations too high, but it is. It's even knowing music. It is a pain in the ass to do anything in the composition app.
Yeah.
And sure, like if you're a competent artist, which I am not, it's a pain in the ass to do anything in the in-game paint app. But it is amazing that it exists.
Now, Nick, you had a sample of another Super Nintendo game that used the mouse.
Yes, this
that was
is
exclusive to Japan.
This is a Super Famicom game that only released in Japan that I honestly had never heard of, and this one used the mouse. I thought we'd all just like watch some footage together and try to piece together what the fuck is happening. But I'm surprised this game doesn't have more of a legacy because it is called Mario and Wario. Let's watch a little bit of this long play here, and we'll talk over it. So my understanding, as we're watching this and hearing some of the audio, there is one character who you are controlling with the mouse, who is kind of a fairy who hovers around, and yeah, you're maybe hearing some coin collecting sounds, and then click some panels, and that is to facilitate the platforming of, I guess a fucking Yoshi who's walking through the level. So like there's some spikes there. You've got to activate some panels that the Yoshi can walk over the spikes without being killed, but not activate the panels that blockade the Yoshi's path. It looks like it's maybe kind of fun.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. It certainly has a very pleasing aesthetic.
So you've got Yoshi's got a bucket on his head that it looks like Wario put over his head. And you just have to you have to stay ahead of him, creating the platforms that he uses to traverse the level.
As you're trying to rescue Luigi's beta ass. Up there, helpless, waiting by the goal sign.
Ooh, and the levels become more complicated, of course, as you...
There's a chance this game rips.
It looks like it rips.
But there's also a chance that it's kind of boring. Because it could be if you know how to use a mouse, and this is intended to here's how you use it. This could be the sort of thing where it's the difficulty is basically non-existent if you know to where move your cursor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know. It looks like it has some depth to it.
It really. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is the first I'm seeing of this in my life.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never heard of this game. And I'm sure our listeners some of our more eligible listeners are shocked that we haven't heard of it. But again, only released in Japan. Ranch, can we skip ahead a little bit further down just to see if there's any... Yeah, let's go. Again, it seems like Yoshi seems to have different head coverings that obscure his vision. Here he's got an upside-down piranha plant, which prevents him from seeing the field of flowers beforehand, as he, again, is getting to a
the initial
marooned Luigi.
The initial levels are a single screen, and you just have to create the path for him to get across on a single screen. The later levels... Not only are you are the levels multi-screens large, very large maps, but there are also bullets flying around.
Yeah.
So you have to time when and where you create your paths for Yoshi to follow.
I have a take about the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game is called Mario and Wario.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are they?
So far, completely not delivering on the promise of the premise.
It's just Yoshi
no
and
Mario,
Luigi.
no Wario.
Yeah, the game should be called Yoshi and Luigi.
It's very weird. Like, even at the end of the game, Yoshi and Luigi are they cross a field and they join the princess and Mario.
Okay, I think I get what's going on here. This particular gameplay capture, it uses uses Yoshi, but Mario is a playable character.
I see.
Is the default player character. So we were just watching a long play where someone was using Luigi.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, using Yoshi rather.
We've been misled.
But yes, apparently you do control a Mario with his vision blocked.
Wow.
Yeah.
It does seem good. That seems awesome. That seems way better than anything on the Virtual Boy. That seems
okay. Hold on one goddamn second.
Or wait, what was the one that this reminded me of? That weird Sonic game, the one where you're holding on to the other character too.
Oh, fucking Knuckles Chaotix.
Yeah, that sort of reminded me of Knuckles Chaotix, where like your gameplay is in tandem with another character.
Yeah. I will just because you brought it up.
Yes.
Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Has an emulator for the 3DS.
Yeah.
Where you can play all of the Virtual Boy games in 3D. And this week, I think, they updated the emulator so that it has effectively the Super Game Boy Color, like the Super Color Game Boy, like 4-color palette options.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first time ever, as of I think this week, Virtual Boy games are in color instead of just red and black.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, it made me want to dig out my 3DS and hack it all up and play some Virtual Boy games.
Play some
Waterworld.
Waterworld.
But it's still one of my favorite experiences on this show is you guys playing Virtual Boy at my house and being like, this is horrible.
And puking in your toilet. Any other thoughts on Mario Paint? Anything we haven't covered?
Gosh, I mean, there's a surprising amount of depth to it. I will say there is like a lot you can do, and it's just going to be dependent on your interest and your
patience
Yes,
for being an artist.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that if that's like something you're into, that there's something for you.
Also, I would say that if you put it in context, like as a person who's really now as an adult super into retro software, like I rebuild these Macintosh computers, and I love the software on the original Mac and the Mac Classic, right?
Yeah.
And playing this side by side with the 1991 Mac Classic, I'm shocked at how competent it is and how comparable it is. Like Mac Paint in 91 doesn't have a ton more options than Mario Paint. And it's only the sort of ease of use of the rest of the UI that makes that a better platform to make art.
Yeah.
But it's black and white if you're using a Mac Classic. I don't know, man. I'm impressed what Nintendo pulled off on a cartridge and the Super Nintendo.
There's also the other limitation that it's working with is you're working with the resolution of a CRT,
which is I think
standard def CRT
428.
I
428p.
I'll look it up real quick. I should know this.
I should know
but it's as far as real estate on the screen, you've got a lot less than you would have had at the time on like a 1024 by 768 like computer monitor. So it has a lot of things working against it, and still it's able to be very usable. Certainly in 1990s terms and in 1990 sense. And the other thing is like the UI, which again, it's a little bit, it's a pain in the ass to use, but also like it has a relative absence of text. It's almost always all visual driven. It's almost all iconography, and that was part of it. It's designed to make it more accessible to kids.
I wonder if it was even localized. Like, what would have to be localized on it?
There are some buttons that have text, right? There are. I don't know. I imagine there's a small amount of localization, but it's pretty minimal.
Yeah.
And some menus. And then the other thing we haven't mentioned is that you can interact with the logo when you load up the game, which is a lot of fun.
I did like that.
It is fun.
That was fun because you gotta.
Yeah.
When you can click stuff with a mouse.
Click
I'm
everything.
gonna be clicking everything. I gotta see what's going on.
Click on the O, it turns into a bomb. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you get then Yoshi runs around for one of the letters. That's good stuff.
Good stuff. All right, it's time for the question block.
All right, these are all sourced from our Discord, discord.gg/getplayed.
I don't need a fucking cheeseburger so bad. I'm
What
sorry for
the
saying that aloud.
fuck is happening to you?
Can't stop thinking about eating a
So
burger.
I need to just make this clear. I just need to make this clear.
Yeah.
There was like a technical stop down, like for just transitioning between getting like the music and stuff going. That then we've cut out. That stuff is gone.
Oh, we cut that out. Okay.
That
sorry.
stuff's out. Nick in that break was talking about how badly he wants a cheeseburger. And we're like, okay, fine. You're an adult, you can get one. And he's like, I'm gonna get one. And then now, minutes later, he's still talking about it,
occupying all of my thoughts. Struggling to get through this episode.
But you know what's interesting? We talked about burgers yesterday. These are all from our Discord, discord.gg/getplayed. Join the conversation.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure.
I like that.
I'm trying to incorporate like little catchphrases and slogans.
I like it.
Join the conversation, Mr. Games.
Yeah, Mr. Games. I'm starting not to like Mr. Games.
What are you talking
It's
about?
growing on me now.
It's
I
awesome.
think it's good.
Is it good?
I legit like
All right,
Mr.
I'm
Games.
Mr. Games. I'm Mr. Games. This first one's from Zach.
Hi,
What's up, Zach?
Zach writes, "Best spaceship in a game?" ?
Fuck. This is a really good question. My mind instantly goes to the Normandy in Mass Effect. It's a great
Good ship.
fucking spaceship,
It's really
and
good.
you have a whole crew on there. And so you really are, as Commander Shepard, you really are just this is my spaceship, but this is also my home base. This is my where I go back to. So that's certainly one I have a lot of affection for. But I got to think on this. There's some really good spaceships in video games.
Piloting the TIE Fighter in virtual reality on the PlayStation in Rogue Squadron is an incredible experience. And that's the first thing that comes to mind for me. That or Star Fox.
You know what?
Six triangles.
It's the Star Fox is a good answer. The R wing that's what it's called in Star Fox. I think ARW wing. I think that's what it's called.
Sure.
Anyway, you're making me think of. Yes, it is the R-wing. Fox McCloud's a maneuverable fighter. You're making me think of, Heather, the X-wing and TIE Fighter games on PC of the 90s, and those TIE Fighter was like pretty much the apex of that franchise. And piloting a TIE Fighter, which did not have shields, was so fragile. You take a couple of blasts from a Y-wing, you're fucking toast. Was such a cool experience.
Am I misremembering? Is Rogue Squadron on PlayStation, or was that a PC game that I was playing in VR? I don't remember where I played it in VR, but it's fucking awesome.
The more recent one, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's on all. It's like on all platforms.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because that's a great game. I mean, Star Wars ships are
They're good
typically
ships.
just really good. I like the
That's my best TIE
the
Fighter.
Stinger Mantis from Fallen Order and Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Cal Kestis' ship, great ship.
Yep.
I don't know if it counts as a spaceship because so far we haven't seen it go into space.
Are you saying gummy ship?
No, because I don't like. And
Nobody
I love gummies.
Nobody likes gummy
They're
ship.
catering right to me. I don't really like Gummy Ship. Although the gameplay of the Gummy Ship levels in
3?
3 is good.
Yeah.
The ship in Death Stranding 2 is really good. It's not really a spaceship.
The Magellan?
The DHV Magellan. Sam. It's Sam. It's Charlie. You got to get back to the DHV Magellan.
Sam, I think we should get back to the DHV Magellan.
I have something so funny that I want to say, but I can't. I feel like it's not really a spoiler.
Just say it.
Tarman, there's a part in the game, so it's early on enough, where the ship is stuck in tar, and Tarman's like, yeah, I don't know how this ship got fucking stuck in tar. And I'm like, you're Tar Man, dude. You don't know?
None of your fucking thing, dude.
It's your whole thing, babe.
You know, I'm thinking back on shmups. I mean, like there's certainly, you know, a lot of shmups that have featured spaceships. Gradius is the one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
The Gradius
Ikaruga.
franchise. Oh yeah, Ikaruga. Yeah, there you go. The treasure game. But like also like FTL. Like it's not doesn't have, the problem with FTL. Even though I love FTL, play the shit out of it. Is that there's not like one spaceship, but the idea of like a spaceship sort of management thing is very fun. So I do have a lot of affection for the spaceships in that game. But also, Heather, Final Fantasy VIII, your airship does become a spaceship at a certain point.
It's true.
In that insane fucking game.
We gotta go to the moon. What?
I think
the Ragnarok, right?
Spaceships are just good.
Yeah, spaceships are
Across
good.
the board,
Yeah.
great. I don't think there's one where I'm like, this one kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah. Fuck. Great question, Zach.
Yeah, really, really good. Honestly, could do a whole episode on spaceships probably.
We should. We got 2 episodes a day. We got
got
Mount
3, I think.
Mount Ninja More, and then we got the spaceships. Oh yeah, well, of course, and we got the
Cousin games.
Yeah, cousin games. Rochelle, where do you stand on spaceships?
Scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
Well, then no one can hear you
I
scream,
don't like
certainly.
space.
You don't like the idea of space?
No. Anxious.
That makes sense.
Oh fuck! Alien Isolation's got a good ship.
Well,
Or is it a space
not if you
station?
don't want an alien on there. It'd be way better if there was no
Yeah, it's
alien
pretty,
on it.
Pretty bad ship, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think it's one of the worst ships. There's a fucking xenomorph on there. It sucks. This next one's from Extra Medium XL.
What's up, Extra Medium XL?
What's up,
XMXL?
Extra Medium XL?
Should Duke Nukem come back? Now, let me just answer this real quick. Hard no.
Hard no.
I don't know about hard no, but like I'm nervous.
I'll tell you what's hard. It's my dick as I'm pissing.
You know what?
Pissing from you're pissing from your hard dick?
I just woke up.
I'm pissing on my chin.
Ranch, do you know who Duke Nukem is?
No.
He's a problematic king.
Yeah, you might want to if you do a little quick Bing search for Duke Nukem, you might have a little bit more context for him. But yeah, he's a sunglasses wearing, flat top guy with guns, very much like a kind of a pastiche of all the action movie stars of the 90s. Your Schwarzeneggers, your Stallones, your Dolph Lundgrens. And your Seagulls, but he also like is so fucking annoying, and has just an array of catchphrases, and is also like shake it, baby, and damn, I'm looking good.
Hail to the king, baby.
Yeah, and a lot of his catchphrases are just stolen from like
movies.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
My dick looks like pale poop.
It's bumpy and has cracks.
I almost said stolen from John Waters movies. I mean, that's not true. It's not John Waters.
He'd be a little more interesting.
No, it's like They Live and Evil Dead. It's Sam Raimi movies.
Now it would be stuff from like Marvel movies if he was back.
Yeah.
I can't even come up with like an example.
Well, no, but he would just say, like, if they made Duke Nukem and follow their same rules, he would just be like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. He would just say like a line from John Wick verbatim.
Honestly, now I kind of want him to come back.
He should come back and say exactly that. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Yeah, they're asking me if I'm back, and I've never really had an answer. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
He shoots somebody. He's just like,
And I am Iron Man.
boo.
Thy knife, chip, and shatter.
John Carpenter. I could not pull that name for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
Jesus
Lisan
Christ.
Al Gaid.
My brain is rotted.
It would be awesome if he was
Cheeseburger
like,
so bad.
if he became like a big Dune guy. It'd be
Yeah,
really
yeah.
awesome.
Dune Nukem.
Yeah, my name's Dune now.
I think Duke Nukem. I think there is like a period Right, I think we're in an era where you could resurface Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
If you treated him with the proper sort of, and maybe this is an obvious take, but like you could do like an Austin Powers Duke Nukem where he's coming back instead of this cool tough guy, he's like an object of like of mockery, and he's also kind of being shamed for his problematic behavior. But him doing his problematic behavior in the 2020s is part of the fun.
Alternate take.
Yeah.
We start in a warehouse and there's a kid, and the kid is like rummaging through some like barrels and getting items and stuff. And then off screen, you hear boy. and it's just recontextualizing him as a father.
It's a sad dad game with Duke Nukem.
Hail to my son.
I miss my dead wife.
He should come back. I worry that the wrong people will co-opt him and use him for evil, but I do think he could come back.
Yeah, I could see him being the fucking most annoying edgelord reboot of just like they wouldn't let us make games like this anymore, but we said fuck you. You know what I mean? Like I can see that's not the angle. I think like you could honor what Duke Nukem was in the 90s, but also like comment on what was fucking stupid about him too.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a modern recontextualization.
I don't think he was cool in the 90s. Like when you played that game, you weren't like, this guy's awesome. It was a little bit like, this guy's kind of sucks.
I think he had a different circle of friends than me. Because we thought it was funny that he could piss and shoot a shotgun at a stripper or whatever.
He can piss.
Oh yeah, you can make him piss, and can you throw a poop too?
I think there are turds in the game, but I don't think you actually physically grab them and throw them.
I'm holding my own shit in my hand. This was previously in my ass.
And it's going back there.
Does it work if they do we will this into existence a live action Duke Nukem like show or movie, and it's like John Cena or something? Is he like the guy to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it could be something like that, but also you don't want to be like too self-aware and too cheeky, because then that gets annoying in a different way. You know what I mean? It's like,
I guess I also am looking at a picture of Duke Nukem and John Cena. I didn't realize it because I didn't see the top of his head.
Right, but, like that's kind of like I think that would be a lot of a first thought, best thought casting would be like, let's get a guy like that. But I think there's another approach you could take with it.
Yeah,
I think it should be the guy who plays Reacher. That dude is huge.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's awesome. That's actually really good. That's a different segment, of course. Segma Dreamcast, and we'll do it someday.
But we're in a time where there have been attempts at like a retro style FPS game, you know, and I mean like maybe that's like the way that you could use Duke Nukem is like. Because obviously the Doom franchise has gone off and is fully modern now, so it's like, but Duke Nukem might be the sort of thing of like there was Duke Nukem Forever, which was a fucking a debacle, though more playable than I think it was expected to be after being delayed forever and then completely remade from scratch. But that's basically been it for Duke Nukem since Duke Nukem 3D, right? Yeah. So it's like. I think you could sort of be like, hey, this guy's back, and we're just going to do like a 90s style with a 90s aesthetic, similar in the same way that the new Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is like, hey, this is like a classic, 2D game. I don't know. I think there's a way to do it.
Let's bring him back.
Yeah.
Let's bring back our boy.
And I'm woke now.
Oh, fuck. I have the woke mind virus. I gave my brain an STD. This next one's from Who Invited Zach.
Hi, Who Invited Zach?
As separate from Zach.
And you know what? I didn't realize that. Yeah, it's a separate Zach.
We got Zach, and then Who Invited Zach?
Yeah,
feels like shots fired at Zach.
Shots fired at Zach, unfortunately.
I invited Zach, and he had a good question. They had a good question.
Great question. Who Invited Zach writes, do you think a glass of ice-cold milk goes with popcorn, or is this a weird take that only I subscribe to? I feel like Nick would like it, TBH. But Nick is a popcorn skeptic.
Yeah, I'm a popcorn skeptic, so you got me read wrong there a little bit. I do like milk though, but that feels like a weird combo. I can kind of see what you're going for with it, because but it feels like
Butter's
you're dairy
cheese goes on popcorn.
Yeah, but it also doesn't it feel like dairy on top of dairy? Like, doesn't that feel like it's a little ngapachka?
You're just asking, like, I I can't think of something I think I find more revolting in my life than a glass of milk. What? As a snack?
Popcorn gives me a tummy ache, so I have to eat it very, very small amounts.
Yeah.
Because it gives me a tummy ache. It's hard digestion food. I can't imagine chasing it with milk, which also gives me a tummy ache.
Yeah. It's like a race of who did it first.
RC, where are you on popcorn and milk?
I love popcorn. Don't like milk.
Fair.
I
take.
love popcorn.
Yeah.
Popcorn's like
I love it.
I love it.
Give me a tummy ache.
Like, if I eat enough of it, get to me.
Big soda if I'm having a popcorn.
Big soda, and if nothing else, water.
Yeah. Well, I think I need a.
Would
I
you
think
have
I'd
a
rather milk than
milkshake with
water.
popcorn?
I'd have an icy with popcorn, but that's
You know
not
what?
milk.
Weirdly, I would have, because that feels like a thing like Alamo Draft House. They have milkshakes. So I was like, yeah, I could get a milkshake with popcorn. But I think this is
Getting a milkshake during a movie is the craziest thing I could think of to me.
What?
That's like so insane.
My wife has a milkshake almost every time we go to the Alamo.
I guess I've not been to the Alamo. I guess I'm
that's
just
fucking
like
alpha as hell.
then jealous of her constitution. It's like I ain't making it through the previews, baby. This next one's from Alice Destroy, and I think this is an excellent question. We're coming up to a decade of Link wearing blue in mainline Zelda and corresponding merchandise. A lot of younger gamers probably correlate him with blue and not green like a lot of us. With that being said, when you hear Link, what does he look like in your mind? I still picture him as green,
He's
even though my
green.
experience of him is not green.
He's green to
If
me.
you ask me what Link looks like in my mind,
Yeah.
it is Toon Link.
Yes.
Even though Toon Link was not the first exposure I had to Link, he was so iconic to me that I have to think Toon Link. And he's wearing green.
I'm picturing again, also not my first exposure to Link was as a sprite, but I'm not thinking of like the Link to the Past Link. I am thinking of the Ocarina of Time, like that model of Link. That's what I think of. But obviously makes appearances in the Smash Brothers franchise as well, and I like that kind of modern adult Link, I guess, is what I'm picturing.
Yeah. I guess my most time spent with Link is with Toon Link on the DS, in Phantom Hourglass, and then the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom Link. So those are my two Links, but I always do think of him as green because I've known him as green forever.
It is strange because the first chance I get to get him into green in Breath of the Wild, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Like I get him out of blue as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And if you have the amiibo, you can get like Toon Link clothes. And so I'm like, I want to make him look like Toon Link.
Yeah, you can get that unsettling hat that's like a Toon Link head.
Yeah.
We used to play Smash Brothers with this guy who would only pick blue Link. It was only like he just like did not have any other alts play the same character, same colorway every single time, and it was
you
fucking playing by myself. No, it was like one of those things where it's like just fucking mix it up, dude.
I do like making Donkey Kong different color in Donkey Kong Bananza.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun. He's blue right now.
Yeah.
Mine's pink.
It's great. Finally, One Car Pileup writes,
Oh wow, what a name.
with Final Fantasy and Sonic the Hedgehog and friends now being turned into Magic the Gathering cards, which video game IP could convince you to take another look at the card game? Now, I think they shouldn't be doing this. I don't want to. I like that Magic the Gathering is kind of its like own thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And the fact that now there's like Spider-Man Magic the Gathering cards, I'm sort of like, this is embarrassing to me, actually.
I disagree. I think the Final Fantasy VII set for Magic the Gathering is Final Fantasy, I guess, in general set for Magic the Gathering is fucking awesome.
I'll allow Final Fantasy, but Spider-Man, what are we doing?
Yeah, I do feel like the Magic the Gathering, one-offs should be fantasy based.
Yeah.
So like you could have Dragon Warrior in there. You could have Final Fantasy in there. You could have
The Green Knight.
You could have The Witcher in there. Like all of those work. What?
I said The Green Knight.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's kind of like it'd be kind of funny if he was in there.
It'd be interesting if they took the King Arthur, the Green Knight, and made him but I mean, like that's the kind of thing that would actually, it's part of what inspired high fantasy. So
his powers come in hand.
Well, no, you're specifically talking about the movie, which I guess that could be one approach.
I guess I find it weird that Spider-Man's in there too.
It just it doesn't sit right with me, and it's not my not my circus, not my monkeys. Not,
I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. Yeah. So if you like Spider-Man and Magic the Gathering, go for it.
I do think Magic the Gathering Arena is fun. Like it's a fun, if the way you like. I feel like the Pokemon card game.
Oh yeah,
you could probably get really into the Magic the Gathering app card game. I think.
Well, I've played Magic. Like I know how to play Magic.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't. I like the world of Pokemon more.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather play with my boys than like a dark elf druid who's got to use his swamp to generate magic.
Now, how about this as a thought experiment? Pokemon Magic the Gathering cards. They're not Pokemon cards. They're Magic the Gathering cards, but they have Pokemon.
Sure.
It's kind of interesting.
Can you imagine sitting down at a table at a Magic the Gathering like convention?
Yeah.
And only playing Pokemon-based Magic the Gathering cards.
Get my ass kicked.
Fuck, they have a Final Fantasy VI Commander deck. This looks fucking rad.
The art is really, really nice. But the question is, I guess, what video game IP would convince you to take another look at it? I mean, gosh.
I've been trying to get back into MTG, like just in general, Commander specifically, and just like, the tough thing is that I just don't have anyone to play with.
Yeah.
Certainly where I live, the friends I have who do play are on the other side of town. So it's like, am I going to commit to a big experience to get some hands in? I don't know. I haven't delved back into it yet. But as far as something that I would buy, I mean, look, here's the thing. They already did a Baldur's Gate set. That was really cool, and that almost had me wanting to buy it, wanting to dip back in. But I feel like if they did something, you know what? I feel like if they did a Ghibli crossover, that would be the kind of thing where, like, if they had, like, hey, we're doing there's going to be some Princess Mononoke and Howl's Moving Castle, like some of that stuff is going to be in there. I was like, that would be the kind of thing. It's like, okay, I'd dip in on that bad boy.
Mine would be brands. Like if Coca-Cola and Adidas and like brands, like it was just like Toyota card.
Yeah.
Like if you could make a deck out of brands, and they just had like just the name of the brand. It's like I play Coca-Cola against your dwarven elf mage, and it's like I play Payless shoes.
Putting it on my Peloton card.
My answer, of course, is Kingdom Hearts. Like if there was like Kingdom Hearts cards, I'd be playing. It.
Yeah.
No shit.
What if they announced a Duke Nukem set? I got the piss card.
Thick piss.
They all have Duke Nukem quotes on it.
Yeah.
That's fucking as flavor text. This fucking sucks. I hate this.
The cards stink.
You win because your opponent just leaves. Forfeit. Fuck you.
These sunglasses are stuck to my face.
With cum.
Only some of it is mine.
What are you doing, dude?
I don't sit down to take a shit.
They should just give us the IP.
Sitting for shitting is for girls.
We could. I think another way to do it would be to go this direction, where it's just
make him crazy.
He's so masculine that it's unrecognizable. Like I fuck car tires, and you're just like, I guess. He's just walk by a tire, and he's like, oh yeah.
That condom's too thin. He thinks it's a condom.
Anyway, I gotta go kiss my stepsister on the mouth.
I once got stuck in a dryer.
Just maximize him, like push him so far.
Hey, that's this week's Get Played.
I jerk off by punching my dick.
Our producer is Rochelle Chen. Ranch yard _ Sard. Ranch, you streaming anything lately?
Still on Silent Hill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you still liking the game? Where do you stand on it?
Yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. I think 90% of the time I'm playing, my map is open.
Got it. Yeah.
So it's taken me a little bit.
As someone who's been playing, you've been streaming horror games, and we've now learned that you have this fear of space. Would you mess around with like a space horror game, like a Dead Space or something like that? Or would that be a bridge too far for you?
A lot of people are asking for Alien Isolation.
Wow.
And I'm really scared.
Sounds like good content.
Have you met Pyramid Head yet?
I have.
Okay. What do you think about him?
Hot.
Twitch.tv/yard__sard. Our music is by Ben Prunty, benpruntymusic.com. Our art is by Duck Brigade Design, duckbrigade.com. Get Played merch at kinshipgoods.com. And now, hey, check out Get Animate, our sister show on Patreon. Matt, what are we watching this week?
We're watching Birdie Wing Golf Girls Story.
That's right.
And I don't know about you guys, but to me, it's a hole in one. Join the conversation.
Patreon.com/getplay.
And by the way, I'm glad I remembered this instead of being an obtuse fool. Now on Patreon, you can have individual feeds for the various podcast offerings we have on the Patreon. Be them Get Animated, this show without ads, or the How Did This Get Played archive and the premium DLC. You can have separate feeds for all those if you wish. If you would rather keep them in a unified feed, that option is still available for you and you don't have to do anything. But if you would like an individualized experience, you can just go to the Patreon and figure that out from there. Everything is fine. You're okay.
Yeah. You don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do
This is, I think, the headline. You don't have to do anything, but you have that option available.
You have an option.
You have an option.
If you want to separate the feeds.
Yeah, if you want.
To take us out, I'm going to play my composition from Mario Paint. So we'll hear a little bit of that at the end. Until next time, you got played.
One of my balls is bruised for the last decade.
And it's square.
I jacked off onto the Statue of Liberty's feet.
I forgot how much we love him.
Bye.
That was a HeadGum podcast.
Hi, I'm Alana Hope Levinson.
And I'm Dan O'Sullivan.
And this is The Outfit, the new podcast from Higher Ground and HeadGum.
We're two journalists who are slightly obsessed with the mob and organized crime and other nefarious stuff like that.
Every week, we're going to bring you a story about a mobster. Some you've heard of, some you definitely haven't. But all of them are going to help explain why America is like this.
See, the mob explains all sorts of things, from milk expiration dates to why we got into Cuba to Las Vegas.
Gay bars.
Who knew?
Who knew?
The mob's involved.
All that and more. Subscribe to The Outfit wherever you get your podcasts and watch video episodes on YouTube. New episodes every Thursday.